All right, folks, welcome back to Pteranodon Media's Show and Tell. What the hell? Okay, and today and since we're going with this, I don't know, maybe I should go with this Halloween theme, scary time. And here I have Diamond Select Gozer, the Destructor, from the movie Ghostbusters. And I just wanted to talk about this for a while. A little bit about Ghostbusters, a little bit about this figure. First of all, expect this figure to fall down because it took me about 5 minutes to keep it standing up. That's the first major issue with it. Let's talk about what it comes with. Now, I don't have the backdrop with me. It comes with two different heads. This one is the more serene looking face, which you didn't see too much of. Let's see if I can kind of focus on that there. There you go. If you want to call it serene. And oddly enough, I think it looks like Sigourney Weaver. I don't know if that was done on purpose or what. But yeah, and it comes with a couple of other hands that you could take off and replace. Maybe for it didn't come with any lightning effects or anything like that. And yeah, so there it is. It is pretty articulate by the standards of most action figures these days. However, this is where we're running into some problems here. Now, there is this method of style on the hips that is kind of ratchety kind of thing that Diamond Select has tended to do with their with some of their figures in the past few years. The first time I saw this going on was with the DC Universe figures. Had that same hip ratchet thing instead of having this ball and socket thing going on that a lot of other figures have. So what sculptors end up doing is sculpting the whole figure, and then later on, I guess the I don't know, I guess the engineering department decides to kind of fit these within the sculpt already. I don't think they're some people tend to design a leg and they'll add that. I don't know. I really don't know exactly how it is. It just looks like it was sculpted first and then they added those joints later in, and it just doesn't look good. I mean, look, I'm gonna give this a C plus just because I don't have a Gozer figure. It's about 6 to 7 inch. It could be used. What I like about it, you can use it for the 7-inch scale, and you could use it for the 6-inch scale. You don't really know Gozer's height in the movie. Gozer could be 8 to 9 feet tall for all I know. Gozer could be 3 feet tall. You really can't tell. So with your Mattel size, your Mattel 6-inch Ghostbusters that fit a little bit, maybe a head underneath, or maybe a little bit less, can go with this. And I like having the Gozer figure. The reason I bought it recently was, first of all, it was on sale, and secondly, I'm looking at some of the Diamond Select Ghostbuster figures that are coming out in the next, I guess maybe in the last quarter. Is it already the last quarter of 2018? Well, they're going with the real Ghostbusters. And I'd like the possibility of getting some villains, maybe a good Sam Hain. I don't know. I like Gozer. I remember seeing Ghostbusters probably when I was a wee lad. That's how old I am. But I saw it in the theaters. And I remember the scene that scared me the most was the librarian. The whole "get her" and she pops out. They have a figure of that too. I'd like to get it or not. Thing gives me nightmares. I remember running out of the theater crying. It was a scary movie, but very entertaining. And I was a huge fan of the real Ghostbusters. And soon, when I started completing my collection of real Ghostbusters, or recompleting it, I used to have a pretty sizable collection when I was in my youth. That was shortly right after collecting Thundercats. Real Ghostbusters became a hot toy. But they never did have a Gozer toy. Later on, another company did it, and it was more static than this, believe it or not. But the sculpt, I think, was a little bit better. It was a little bit more stylized, and I never did get it. And I remember seeing it on eBay a few years later, and the price just skyrocketed. But since I'm not going to be standing her, I'm not going to try to stand her. I'm going to try to get this a little bit close up here so we can get some better details on this figure here. Now, when I remember seeing the movie, I felt kind of weird because it was a naked lady wearing bubble wrap. But now you could actually see what that bubble wrap actually is, and that's pretty cool. You know, it's this very the sculpt is really well done, but it doesn't capture that lean frame. It looks like she's wearing bubble, instead of being naked wearing a bubble wrap all over those, it looks like she's just got some soggy pajamas. And but I always loved that flat top too. Flat tops were a big thing. Grace Jones had one. For all you kids out there, look up Grace Jones. Check out her music videos. Y'all think Lady Gaga's cool. We had Grace Jones. But I don't know. I was just very confused when I was a child with this character. But I think confusion is good because it gives you a lot to think about. You know, because you expect Gozer to be this giant demonic entity, and then this you get this relatively attractive female that's also very scary as well, making an appearance. And yeah, you can put her in all sorts of poses. I just recommend getting some sort of stand for this character. If you want to pose it, I wish they gave her another face. I wish they gave her the open mouth, I'm pissed off at you. One of the most beautiful actresses out there, but also very terrifying at the same time, which is not easy to accomplish. Usually they go for just terrifying or attractive. Yeah, she was pretty awesome. I'm going to look her up. But yeah, I would recommend it if you can get it for, I saw it on Toy Wiz recently for about $14.99. And if you really need, if you want to collect your Rogues Gallery, get your villains, your toy villains out there, get Dr. Doom hanging out with Gozer, or get some other characters out there, get Mumra or Skeletor hanging out. Yay, I totally recommend this figure. In fact, let me see if I have a Skeletor, just to give you an idea. Do I have a Skeletor? Do I have a Skeletor? Skeletor? Is there a Skeletor around here? We may be out of luck. I don't think I can find a Skeletor around here. Just to give you a size comparison, that's all I wanted to do. Actually, you know, give me 1 second. Here it is. Boom. I just had a review with him. Doesn't have a staff, but there you go. Skeletor's got a new date. Gozer and Skelly going to Whole Foods. You know, going to Whole Foods, get themselves some organic granola. That's what they're into. Anyway, so that's my little show and tell of Gozer the Destructor. Again, I would recommend this if you are a Ghostbusters fan and want to get, or just want to get this cool character here. But as for a toy itself, didn't really do a swell job. I'd say, again, I'd give it like a C+, just because the sculpt is good, but just the articulation really makes it kind of cruddy. And you just want to keep it in that static pose anyway. But the fact that it does that all the time, you can't get it to stand up at all. Just it presents, yeah, it's just not really that. That's not cool, man. That's not cool. But anyway, there's Gozer. Remember to check out some of the other videos if you're wanting to check out some toys. I used check out twice, sorry. Look at the other videos if you want to check out some more toys. There we go.